It's me again. Hi. Um, Today is the 4th of February. As you can tell, it's evening time at the moment. Earlier on today, I finally finished in this one, David Eddings's Pawn of Prophesy. Finally finished reading it today. It is book 1 of the Belgariad series by David Eddings, and I found it quite interesting. I actually did enjoy it, especially towards the end. I mean, it did take a bit to get going in the beginning, but once I got into it, for me, I think it took. I got through the prologue and then the first 1 or 2 chapters, and then once I started getting a bit sort of, I don't know, I had to go back and read the prologue again just to get my bearings, and then once I did that, I was like, okay, now I'm okay. I can situate myself in the story, and it's okay. But that's just me. Not everyone needs to do that, I think. But I personally had to sort of go back and read the prologue again. But once I did that, I was situate myself in the story, and it happened. I'm like, okay, it's now starting to make sense. And then once it got going, after the first couple of chapters, it's like, well, okay, this is interesting. I can get into this. And the further along I went in the story, the more interesting it got. Because it started all these little instances, these little moments, these little things happening between the characters. I won't give away too much of the story, but it's about this young boy who's growing up on this farm, and he's being raised by this lady who is employed by the farmer to be like a cook and maid type person, and she's raising this young boy who's now about 13, 14-ish type years old. And he has this close relationship with this lady who's like the cook and maid of this farmer. And there's this other guy who regularly comes to visit. And he's like this travelling storyteller type person. And he regularly comes to visit the farm and tell stories and folklore and that sort of thing, and entertain the people and that sort of thing. And certain circumstances occur which essentially require the lady and this travelling storyteller and the local smithy. Don't know why the local smithy's brought along, but anyway, he is. And the boy to go on this quest to find this stolen item. And along the way, certain elements of this boy's origin certain boy's origins and his background and family background are slowly being revealed, and the true identity of the lady and the storyteller. These certain elements of these real backgrounds and real life are slowly being revealed throughout the story. So that at the end of book 1, it's finally revealed to the boy his real parents, who they were, and how he ended up being with the lady, and who the lady really is, and who the storyteller really is, and how the boy is really related to them. He's brought up to believe that the lady is his aunt, and I suppose I can say that in a manner of speaking, she kind of is, really, but in just a roundabout way. how the storyteller is related, I'm not going to reveal that. But there's also an element of magic, an element of sorcery, an element of all this in this. So it's like, okay. So that's book one. I'm now moving on to book two. Book one was called Pawn of Prophesy. Book two of the Bulgarian series is called Queen of Sorcery. And that's book two. I haven't started reading it yet. Now, book two, the book one. Book one, titled Pawn of Prophecy. A dark force has stolen the orb, and the prophecies tell of war. A young boy called Garion knows nothing of myth or fate, but when the mysterious old storyteller wants his aunt and visits his aunt, and they embark on a sudden journey, pursued by evil forces, with only a small band of companions they can trust, Garion begins to doubt all that he knew. That's in book one. Book two is Queen of Sorcery. The evil god Torak covets dominion over all men. If the stolen orb of Older reaches him, he will surely gain what he desires. Garion travels through strange lands with master sorcerers Belgareth and Polgara in the frantic pursuit of the orb. But as his own powers grow, Garion starts to realize that he too may have a part to play, a part he is not sure that he wants. So, I'm very interested to continue this story. I'm very interested to see where it leads. I find the growth of the characters to be quite extraordinary, especially Garion. His growth as the story progresses is quite extraordinary, quite detailed, and I'm finding it very interesting as his own progression follows along with the story, and I think it's very interesting. The characters are quite well written, quite well rounded, and they definitely come to life as the story progresses, and I'm finding it very interesting. David Eddings he was definitely a very vivid writer. I'm finding him to be quite, even though unfortunately he passed away in the last few years, but I'm finding his novels to be quite entertaining and quite easy to get into now. Now that I've got into that headspace of, okay, this is how he writes. Yes, I've discovered David Eddings as a brilliant writer. So I can definitely get into those types of stuff. I never thought I'd ever be. I never thought I'd ever like the fantasy type novels, but I'm enjoying these novels. They're quite interesting, quite it's very interesting. This is series of 5. Pawn of Prophecy, Queen of Sorcery, Magician's Gambit, Castle of Wizardry, and Enchanter's Endgame. The Bulgarian thing. I am finding these quite interesting. I am. I recommend this particular series. If you are after something different, if you want something to read that's different from what you would usually pick to read, they are suitable for most age groups, teenagers up through adults, suitable for a wide range of audience ages, even as young as 10, 12 years. If you've got if you have children in high school kids in high school who are like 12, 10, 12 years old, right up through to your parents, your grandparents. Well, I recommend everyone would enjoy these. Your whole family would enjoy these. So yes, mum and dad. But I don't think there is for this particular series. I do not think there is a specific target audience for this particular series of the Bulgarian series. I don't think there is a particular target audience. I would assume that it's just like an open, suitable for your 12-year-old daughter, your 15-year-old son, right up through to your mum, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma, your sister, your brother, whoever. I mean, I'm a 35-year-old male, and I'm reading them. So if I can read them, why not? You know, I'm coming across people who read these when they were in high school. People my age and older who read them in high school. So, and read them as kids. So I recommend these books. I recommend them. So okay. Again, with the book club, you'll find my email address in the description below. If you are interested in the book club, email me. Please, if you are interested in this book club, email me. The book club, I'm still after people who want to join my online Skype book club. You get in touch with me, and we will sort out as a group dates and times and things, and when we can have a big group Skype, say every week or every fortnight or every month or something, and we each read a book and we present to the group. So yes, anyway, have fun, peoples. Enjoy life, and to quote one of my favourite fellow YouTubers, you know who you are, live with passion.